Hi guys, this is Daniel. I'm an interior designer from Kenya, and I'm happy to introduce my new channel on interior design. I'm excited, especially knowing that most of you people have always wanted to use objects in your ArchiCAD projects, but you get problems when you try to download them from the internet. So I've come up with easy new ways of making sure that you can make your own objects and use them in your own projects. I'm using ArchiCAD, SketchUp, and 3D Max. Let's join hands together, support my channel. Let's grow together. Thanks a lot. Appreciate for your time. Let's get started. To discuss first about SketchUp, I'm using SketchUp Pro 2018. SketchUp normally comes with its own plugins, but very minimal. If you need to use SketchUp in the best way possible, you need to get to buy new plugins or download some of the plugins, and that will give you total utility of SketchUp. SketchUp, as I have known it for some time, is very good at modeling. You can be able to come up with different models for various objects. Now let's see something small about the tools that will be used most of the time. The best tool that we'll be using is what you have on the left. This is called the Raj toolset. It gives us these basic tools like the pen to draw lines, to delete, to paint, to draw triangles, circles, and everything, and also to extrude and move. And above here we have what we call the views. This gives you the 3D, the top view, the front, and all the other views. And then we have the styles. Styles gives you solid objects, the X-rays for better manipulation of your object. Now, when we come to SketchUp, we have what we call the three axes. We have the red axis, we have the green axis, we have the blue axis. The red axis defines what we normally call the x-axis, the normal axis thing, and then we have the green gives our y-axis, and the blue gives us the z-axis. Now, whenever you are drawing, these are very important. You need to take point of that. And where we have the intersection between all these axes is what we call the origin, and that's where you should always start your drawing for better use in other programs. I want us to make what we call an executive table. An executive table will have the main desk and also have the side. The main desk comes with three parts. We have the top part, and it also has what we call the regs and the modesty panel and also the side desk. So that's what I'll be doing today. When you are drawing, the most important thing is line work. Line work is so important that you can't just go drawing something without first doing what we call a sketch, a 2D view. So in my own work, I'll be doing sketching first with 2D, and then we can extrude to 3D. Let's get started. Let's delete this guy here, this woman here, and let's do our work. Whenever you're drawing, all the measurements will be defined around this area. So whatever you'll find as the first measurement, it defines your length. The second measurement will be our width. My SketchUp is set to millimeters, so whatever you see me input there will be in millimeters. Let's start. I'll pick on the triangle, and then from the origin, before I proceed, whenever you're drawing, you can either draw from 3D, which is here, or you can go from the top. But in most cases, you realize when you're drawing from the top, it gets some kind of distortion, because you can see we have all the axes showing. In order to remove the Z axis, just go to camera, go to a parallel projection, and now you can be able to draw in the best way possible, but I want to do from 3D, but I'll be interchanging as I go along. Now let's go from the original. I'll define the rectangle and then put my measurements. That's 1800, you don't need to put the millimeters, and then the 900. Click. What you've just defined is what we call a plane, a 2D plane, and in order to make it into a 3D, all you need is to extrude it and use this push and pull tool to extrude. So that's why you have extrusion. Again, down here you find there's what we call distance, and most executive tabletops come in a height of about 50, so we just put 50, and you already can see that we have a 3D. Now, in most executive desks, there's what we call the writing pad. The writing pad is normally defined by a black item on top of that desk. So, and it's normally in the middle. So I would want us to put it right now. And again, I'll use line work. Just use your pen. Look for the middle. This one will always tell you the midpoint. And then we can give it a width of about, let's say, 450. And then this way we can go about 500. That's too much, sorry. Let's give it about 450. So that's 1/2 of what we need. So again, go the other side, 450, then again there. So this part will become our writing pad. You can delete the unnecessary parts. Now all we need is to extrude this a bit so that we can have some space for our writing pad. And before I do that, I would like to copy this part first. So just come here, double click, control, and before I proceed, I need to show you that for ease of working, you need to know a lot of shortcuts, and these shortcuts can be found from the tools object. You can see when you want to erase, you just click on E from your keyboard. If you want the paint bucket, just go to B, move is M, rotate is Q, scale is S, P is push, and offset is F, and tape measure is T. So in most of the times I'll be using these keyboards to achieve my work easier. Now I need to select this top part and make a copy of it first. In order to make a copy of an item, all you need is to select it and then Control M, that gives you a copy. So let me first select one. I've selected, click on M and then Control. You already have a copy. Put it aside. Good. Now let's push this a bit downwards. Not that one, sorry. Select on this one. Just push it a bit. We just need about 10. And from orbiting, you can see we already have a depression down there, which is okay. Now, for this object to stay in a nice way without distortions from other objects, we need to make it into what we call a group or a component. Let me explain a bit about components and groups. When you want to, you only have one object, and there's no chance of altering that object to make something else. The best thing to do is to make it into a group. But when you are sure that you have more than one object and you may need to edit it, and this means editing so many parts of the same thing, the best thing to do is to create a component. The top of our desk is just one item, so the best thing I can do is to make it into a group. So make sure you select everything about that top and then make a group. See, if I come to select, I'm selecting the whole of it. Even in movement, I can be able to move it without leaving any lines or any lines. Now, I need to now do the writing pad. Remember, our extrusion was 10 millimeters, so again, I'll do this as 10 millimeters. It's a single item, so I'll need to do it as a group and then bring it back where we got it from. So these are two items. It's the top, but made up of this writing top, writing pad, and also the other desk. That is done. Now we come to the desk legs. Remember, a desk will have two legs, so that means we need to do them as components because we may need to change them and do something with those. So again, while at the top, I'll use the rectangle. And now this is where mathematics comes in. Remember, our desk is 900 in width. The leg is normally not in straight line with the top. It's normally offset inside by 30 millimeters on either side. So that means we need 900 minus 60, that is 30 plus 30, to give you 840. Our legs can be the same height, as our top, which is 50. So our measurements down there, remember the first measurement is the length, the second one is the width. From here, so that means we 50 and our width is 840. There we have it. Again, we do our extrusion. Again, maths comes in. The ergonomically accepted height of any desk is 750. That means from the ground level to the top. Our desk is 50. The width of our top is 50. So the height of our legs should be 750 minus 50. And that gives us 700. So I'll put 700. And now we need to select all of these. There are two methods. Either we can orbit it using O and select everything, or we can triple click and then right click, make into a component and call this desk leg. Now for ease of placing it at the right place, now I can go to the top view and activate the X-ray. X-ray helps me see through an object. So even if this will be below our worktop, I can still see it. Now select your object, click on move, which is called M, and look for the midpoint. There we have it, midpoint, and bring it to the midpoint of our worktop. That's the first step. Then now let's move it to align with the desk. This leg will be offset again by 30 to the inside of the desk. So again, come here, move, and you can constrain your X axis using the forwards arrow. You can see it's constrained, and then put 30. Okay, and then again we need to move a copy of that leg. Again, we'll do move, control, M, control. Again, constrain using the forwards arrow to the edge again of the desk, and then offset inside by 30. That means again move backwards by 30. And there you have our desk. Go to 3D. You can go to the side view, sorry, to front view to check it well. You realize that our top has gone, no, not your top, our legs have gone into our desktop. So all we need is to select and move them at the right position, to the right position. You can constrain this movement by using the first arrow there, and there you have it. From what we have right now, this desk is below our 0 point. Remember, our 0 point is where all the axes meet. So we need to move everything. Control, that's M. Move everything to the top. You can either click on Shift as you're moving and move them to point 0. Let's see the 3D. That's what you have. And disable the X-ray. Good. That's a very good table. We need to do the modesty. The modesty part is the front part. So again, let's go to the front view so that we can see clearly. Now this is where I use measurements most of the time. When you do T, it gives you the tape measure. You cannot be able to take the measurements in between the legs. It's 1640. So that means we can draw our rectangle. The length is 1640. The question is, what is our width? Our width will be, remember, our legs are 700. And we need to leave some space down there, about 200. So the depth that we are looking at is 700 minus 200, which gives me 500. There you go. And then you can go to 3D. This one doesn't need a lot of extrusions, just give it about 18. And then as a grid, make it into a group because we only have one item. So right click, make into a group. And now you can move it to the right position by using the top view. Activate the X-ray, select this, and then first move it to this location here. Remember, it's still selected. Move it backwards by 100. That's the defined 100. And let's check it from the front view to see whether it's aligned. Good, it's in the right place. Can also take measurements to see whether it's okay. T from here to here. You see it's 200. Perfect. Now we have our main desk. We need to do the side desk. So the side desk, I want to make it 1000 by 500. So what I'll do, I'll use the same process. Come here, define again the measurements. It's 500 by 1000. Again, extrude by 50. And then we can do the legs to the 3 zone. Again, do the maths. It's a width of 500 less 30, 30, that's 60. So you have 440. So we are talking about 440 against, that's comma, and then again 50. Perfect. Go to 3D, extrude this. It should be the same height as the other one, which was 700. Sorry, I forgot something. I always convert them into groups, or so this is just a single item, make them into a group, and this one make it into a group. Go to the top view, activate the X-ray, again select M for move, look for the center, align with the center of this one, and then move it until, move it until it aligns with the desk, and then offset again by 30. Let's check it out. Can have different views. Yeah, that's okay. Again, we see that the top part is getting into our leg. Move it this one down, up again, and then move everything up. Constrain using shift. Now we need to do the modesty part. Let's do the modesty. So go to the top view. We've already taken them. We take the measurement. So that means from here up to here is 921. Let's do a rectangle here. Width is we said 18, comma 921. There we have it. Go to 3D. We'll extrude the same height as the other one, which was 500. Perfect. And then again select this to make it into a group. And then the last thing is to align it. Look for a view that's good. This is the best view that we have. Let's bring it here. Place it there. Go to the top to see where it is. This one can remain there. We have the main desk, and then we have the side desk. All we need is to bring this side desk to our main desk where it is. Just click here. There you go. Let's see the 3D. Put the X-ray. Perfect. We have a very good executive desk that now we can export to 3D Max, and then we can do the other work. Now all we need first is to save this project. Save as. Again, look for a space where you need to save your work. Normally do them under online videos. I'll go to assets, my works, and save this as desk. Video 1. Okay, And then after you've saved your work, now we need to export this to 3D Max. 3D Max comes with an extension of .3ds. So it's important that you note that first. So what we need to do is go to File, to Export File, Export 3D Model. You can see there are other kinds of files, but all we need is 3ds file. Give it a name, or to pick the name that you saved your SketchUp with, and then export. And as a note here, that you need to check on the 3ds export results that you get. You need to consider the faces and the triangles. If there are too many, when you export this thing into 3D Max, it will always have issues. So it's always good to have them in small numbers. Although the best thing about 3D Max, it has a tool for making sure that you reduce these to the acceptable faces and the triangles. And then just click OK. And that's it for today. Thanks for giving me your time, and I believe that we'll be together as we go along to the 3D Max project, where we'll be able now to do the materials and give it some good look. I'm looking forward to that. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your day. Thanks a lot.